Yeah. You already know what it is. Seed talk, stuff to make your seeds walk. Man, I got two of my most favorite intellectuals, man. My man Prostel, my man
What up, brother?
Jermaine. We here. Hey, let me get the shenanigans out the way first. Not really shenanigans, but it's just what we got to do, man. Share and comment. I be having to remind y'all this is the easiest way to support a black business. Push play and walk away.
Uh-huh.
Engage us every now and again. Drop something in there, get the algorithms going. But this is how you support us because we can monetize this at some point. And then
Yeah.
you can always donate to Cash App. I be telling y'all every single week. Shout out to the people who've donated. I appreciate you. StreamYard's not free. So I'm not on here trying to finesse y'all and trying to get, handouts and whatnot. I'm just saying if you find anything that we're talking about valuable in your life, if you are a crass consumer and you go out there and you pay for things on Amazon, at Kroger, you know what I'm saying, at Fred Meyer's, at Targets, you go to your Nordstroms and you buy things that are of value, you're willing to pay for it, then do the same for us. This is intellectual property. Just donate.
Yes.
That's all. Slavery's over. We out here working. We
Uh-huh.
working in a different way. I could be watching football right now.
Tell the truth about it.
Go Browns, go Bengals, go Seahawks. But anyways, man, go ahead and do that. I'm gonna get it straight into it, man. Let's get straight into it, man. Let's talk about this real quick. I want to talk about this real quick. You know what I'm saying? Is hip hop an agent of white supremacy? Come on, man. We got to talk about this, and we're gonna kick it off with the soundbite. And it's not an irresponsible soundbite because the soundbite has resolution. I ain't gonna do this, brother, like CNN be doing Farrakhan. I'm gonna do them right. Dr. Umar says this.
Hop has been around for 50 years. Not a single hospital, not a single school, not a single bank, not a single supermarket, not a single distribution company. How can we call hip hop a blessing to the black community with that type of money being made off of our culture and the community doesn't benefit from it at all? So you come to the community and give out a few turkeys. You come to the community and give out a few pair of sneakers. You come to the community and you throw a couple parties. And in exchange for some damn turkeys and chickens and some sneakers, you push death and destruction on our children for a living. And we're supposed to be okay with that because you dropped off some clothes and some turkeys. It's not acceptable until hip hop begins to be a blessing for the black community. Hip hop is an agent of white supremacy.
Come on. See?
That's crazy.
Hey, man,
that's crazy.
Who want to go? No, Jermaine, you can go ahead and go first, man. Go ahead and go first. Because was I being responsible? There's no way out of
it. He said that.
There is no way out of that.
There's no way out of that.
There's no way out of that. There's no way. Oh man, he meant this.
Nah.
He resolved that at the end. And you know the thing is, before you say something, man, and before you say something, Prostate, I want to say this. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I have to give that brother props. He said that with his chest, every single artery in his heart. He sounded convincing, man. Like he is such a good speaker. I'm gonna give that to that brother.
Word.
He sounded really good, and you know what? I'm gonna see it from all different ways. But I'm gonna hold my breath. I'm gonna let Maine go first. But man, he sounded so good. I would buy that. That sounded really good, Umar. That sounded really good, bro. Shout out to Philly for producing that kind of talk. God.
Okay, so here's the first thing. Right? We just gonna start at the very beginning with the not a single this, not a single that. I can easily see. I'm not trying to be that dude to find the needle in the haystack. You the one who said not a single nothing. You see, like this is a serious conversation, but y'all laughing because we can't. How serious can we take that? Oh man. Well, first of all, that's not true. I don't get paid to promote other performers, artists. So I don't need to get specific, but we know that's inaccurate. A simple Google search will just show that's inaccurate.
What's not? Well, hold on. What's inaccurate? Has hip hop created a bank? Is there a hip hop artist or a hip hop organization that's created a bank?
Well, a bank, because he said a bunch of other stuff too.
A grocery store?
Oh yeah.
A school?
Yeah, there's school. There's grocery store situations, or however it worked, because I'm not necessarily there. I don't want to call you a grocery store when really you're a corner store with produce and you just have the basic needs of the community, right? I'm not so hell bent on what you call that, debunking him to be petty. I'm just saying that when we dealing with right information, your information ain't all the way right. With that particular thing, even with me conceding, I get where you're headed, because I do the same work you do. But this whole thing where we're completely damning hip hop is just interesting to me. Hey, Prostel.
Yes, sir.
What's your name?
Prostel.
Okay, so Prostel's the name. I thought it might have been a word or a meaning like logic. Right?
No, yeah, that's my name.
Okay, my thing is that a lot of us are absolute products of hip hop. We'll start off with King
100%.
Kong Consciousness. We'll start off with Big Papa. The way he orates, the way he spits his game. You mean to tell me you wasn't sitting up listening to the local MCs give it up? Right? Like, I'm not saying hip hop's the reason you're Dr. Umar Johnson, but I know hip hop's the reason your name ain't Jermaine Shoemaker. My name is Jermaine Miller. My name is Def Dabster up here.
Hey, you know what, Jermaine? You just now, and I'm gonna let Prostel go. I didn't even see that angle. Because he said that we ain't opened up no grocery stores, no banks, no this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. I'm just looking on the internet right now at some stuff. I'm gonna ask y'all if certain things count. And if is he moving back the goalposts? I want to, after Prostel speaks, I want to see if Umar is doing like the classic white man stuff of moving back the goalposts. Like, that ain't good enough. I ain't talking about that. No, I ain't talking about that. Like, damn. But what you got to say though, Prostel, about what Dr. Umar said?
Yeah, I mean, it reminds anybody who's from my generation. I'm for the record, I'm 46, right? So in the 90s, we were in this golden age of hip hop, where hip hop had grown to the point where you still had the underground rappers who were doing it from the artistic or kind of like holistic standpoint, to where there were artists and there were labels and there was a movement in hip hop and recognized the amount of money that was coming through the door. And this was at the beginning of the time where around the time you had Bad Boy, you had Death Row, everything that was going on with that. And then you had, coming shortly after that, you had Master P and M, and then Cash Money and them. And I say that to say the argument we used to have back then is what's hip hop and what's not hip hop. Because for me, when I hear that term, I'm like, well, no, I know that's not true, because even outside of being an artist, I know the influence that hip hop has had on me as a man, right? That's because hip hop is a conduit where information is shared. And there's many different rooms and there's many different types of information, but I can say I've learned a whole lot about being a man. I came to Islam through hip hop. I've learned certain amounts of self-knowledge through hip hop. And I don't know too many people out of my generation that haven't been influenced by hip hop culture. And I know quite a few people that have opened schools. I know quite a few doctors. I know quite a few people that have opened medical clinics. And again, I can just about promise that, at least, 75%, if not more of them, have been influenced by hip hop. So when you say that, I think it would be far-fetched to imagine a rap artist decide they're going to open a hospital. I feel like that's not how hospitals open. We're not looking, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Prostel, stop, bro. Stop, bro.
No, I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
But I say that to say, I say that to say though, like the thing is this: Once America
man.
recognized that there was value in hip hop, right? That this was a room where a lot of information was being exchanged, and we can capitalize off of this. Then some people began capitalizing off of hip hop, and they do extract money out the culture and out the community, and that needs to be addressed and recognized. But at the same time, that tool is still being used in the pure sense. So in other words, there are also those within the culture, because like we said, in the 90s, we started to recognize like, oh wait, I can make a lot of money doing this. And now we look at how hip hop is being disseminated across the internet in this next generation, where they're in a lot more control of their art and the money that comes in from their art. How I'm not even pretend to begin to understand it, but I'm saying that to try to wrap all of that up as though there's this organization called hip hop, and hip hop to suggest that hip hop has been around for 50 years, and they recognize they recognize the power and the impact of hip hop. They recognize it. It's all over. They take it. They put it on their McDonald's commercials, they car commercials. You know what I'm saying? Common is on every commercial. LL Cool J is in your living room. Queen Latifah's in your living room, because they recognize the power of this thing. Now we're on this side of it. For some reason, we had this tendency to try to convince ourselves that we're worthless, like the worth.
Right.
Like, and that's like, well, no, that's not. They jocking it. And on this side, some of us are taking advantage of that in terms of not always monetarily. You know what I mean? Like I said, influence. We have business owners that are out the hip hop generation. We have doctors. We have politicians that are out the hip hop generation. So I just, you know, it's an interesting talking point. I think it's an interesting talking point. And I think sometimes, you know, some of us operate on a certain scale, try to get that shock value, because I just don't think it's a well thought out.
Hey, you know what's crazy though, man, and Prostel?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? Hey, bro, I'll be going crazy behind this screen, because there are me and Jermaine talk about this a lot. And no disrespect to Dr. Umar. This is not even going to be remotely disrespectful. And I'm not hating on him. There are people out there like Dr. Umar who are so intelligent, and it's almost they have a lock on what is Black consciousness, and that stuff be bugging the crap out of me, because there's people like me, you, and Jermaine that are just as good as scholars, but we can't get the platform to even contest this stuff, bro. Do you know how I would just start cracking up laughing at him when he said that? And I'll just be like, bro, I'm sorry, bro. Like, you be saying some funny stuff. That's probably one of the funniest things you've ever said, bro, because you're like so serious too. It's like it was like a Dave Chappelle skit. Like, I'm like, are you serious right now? First of all, he acting like hip hop is a bona fide official LLC. Like, there is an actual organization.
Yeah, like, who you talking to?
Yeah, like a corporation that is called hip hop, like Amazon, like the Nation of Islam, like the Black Panther Party. He act like hip hop is a nonprofit. The closest thing that we have to hip hop being that. Now, watch where I'm going with this. Is the Temple of Hip Hop by KRS-One, the Temple of Hip Hop by KRS-One, the Temple of Hip Hop by KRS-One. Now I'm trying to be like Dr. Umar.
Hey, I love it. I like that.
Hold on.
I like that.
Then the other one is, come on, this is a no-brainer. I don't even want to have to give y'all the hip hop pop quiz. Is the Zulu Nation? Is the Zulu Nation? Is the Zulu Nation? Is the Zulu Nation? Is the Zulu Nation the Zulu Nation, who has several chapters all over the country and all over the world? Now, watch where I'm going with this. Seattle has a chapter. Those are the only two legitimate hip hop organizations. You can tell me there's other ones, and that's peace. That's cool. I'm not trying to disrespect them. I'm talking about that actually have a manual. Zulu Nation actually has lessons. Now, if you can show me another organization that has it, I'll add them to the list. But right now, the Temple of Hip Hop by KRS-One is an actual Bible.
Well, we consider.
Now wait. I gave you two examples, right?
Right.
There's no way in the world that you should run your mouth and say those two examples are agents of white supremacy. There's no way. There is no way, Dr. Umar, if you even wanted to put hip hop at the same level as NOI and the Black Panther Party, the two examples that I gave you are not an agent of white supremacy. They are where you get your swag from, like Prostel and Jermaine said. They are where you get your foundation of where you get your historical references. They are the reason why you know who you are as a Black man. Knowledge reigns supreme. Knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everyone. That's white supremacy. And I wrote a book on it. The Zulu Nation telling you God exists within yourself, and let's use this craft instead of fighting each other. It replaced actual gangs with actual hip hop crews. And it's anti-white supremacy. Change your name. Don't go by that name that the slave master gave you. Your name ain't Pierre. Your name is Logic. Your name ain't Carl. Your name is Umar. Your name ain't Toby. It's Kuta Kinte.
Right.
Bro, are you serious right now? We could just go ahead and shut the show down right now. But I'm not even going to do that to my brother. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up and say, Prostel, Jermaine, what should he have said? What should he have said? Let's set it straight.
He shouldn't have said that. He shouldn't have said that. Hey, bro, listen. That's like me as Def Dabster. Just imagine this, because that's what I got up right now. If I don't say my name, Jermaine Miller, no one cares. And really, no one cares in real life. Hey, Prostel, you know no one calls me Jermaine except like Logic. And a couple people call me Def Chef. That's who I am.
Maniac B. We call you Maniac B. Yes, and most of the time. Yep.
Umar Johnson. You know why he's Umar Johnson? Because of hip hop.
Yep.
Without hip hop, your name would be Jermaine Shoemaker, brother. Huh?
Hey, you know what's out there. Hold on, bro. Keep talking, because I got another part too. Can I say this real quick? Let me say this real quick. So let me go back to another point. He said, "Well, none of these guys are opening up grocery stores, bro." I swear to God, real quick, like Jermaine said, I looked it up, bro. Gunna, who be rapping about killing in his lyrics and all this stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
Rapper helped open a free grocery store in his former school.
Yeah.
And we don't now. And like
so that's not good. But what he's gonna say is, that's not good enough. He gonna keep moving gonna keep moving the goalposts back. He ain't gonna talk about how the industry won't let this man rap about this.
Fact.
They won't. That's not gonna sell.
But he understands how compromised he's been and his message. Hey, Logic. I'm going to go ahead and say something and run the risk of it being a problem, but I know we'll work through it. Logic does music. This is a good brother. I would trust this man with my children.
You have.
Right.
You actually have.
I have.
You had a foster child that went to Garfield High School when I was security, but go ahead.
This is perfect because this is literal. I love this. We don't even got to deal with hypotheticals.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what the problem was with Logic, Prostel?
What's that?
He made a mixtape. Karen came, tried to undermine his career. But what it was really about is he's really about that action. He's going to advocate for our babies, and he's going to hold y'all accountable. You know who y'all is. We ain't going to get too specific on who y'all is. Yeah. But we know it wasn't Shaniqua who complained about the mixtape. It was Karen.
Of course.
I'm looking at this. You know it actually got legs at some point where I'm all like, wait, hold on.
It got a lot of legs.
Are we really doing this? So we ain't even really dealing with this brother's track record.
Yeah. Not
with a black man, I could say something that not even you don't like. You just attack it. He's rapping. He shouldn't be rapping. He's a principal. Rap is negative.
Yeah.
And the reason why he made it through, when you pulled out the calm, not even the calm, but when you listen to it, it's all positive. Yeah. But just because she said, right, it doesn't matter what he's earned. You mean to tell me a Karen got the credibility of the damn principal? Well, when
So
you
what you,
black,
so how's this time? How's this time back to the Dr. Umar?
well, this ties into the whole thing with hip hop. Hip hop is the reason you're being attacked. Hip hop is the problem. Hip hop is the each one teach one. They don't teach us each one teach one at school. They teach us that in hip hop, and we take that to school.
Yeah.
So
You
what
know,
I'm saying is when you say not a single one, because what I do, I go a step further. Do you know how many educators we got because of hip hop?
yeah.
Do you know how many community activists and
Mm.
advocates that we have because of hip hop? How many engineers that we have because of hip hop? Because they heard something that sparked their brain, and when they first was listening, they wasn't listening for discernment or to be edified, really. But somewhere along the way, knowledge reigns supreme over your brain. Now you a scholar. When I met you, bro, you've always been smart. I met you fighting. That's what I remember about you coming up. Your name was P. Oh, P? Man, don't mess with P. P'll just swing on you. He's like that. Now, right? You teach about healing. You teach about compartmentalizing, about being bigger than the moment. It's safe to say some of that has something to do with hip hop because the Catholic school didn't get it.
No, it has everything to do with hip hop, bro. Everything. And that's why maybe, and I want Procel to tap in. That's why I told Procel before we got on here, we got to get the other side of it and we need to talk about it. What he should have said. I mean, because there is another side of it because there are elements of hip hop that are being used by white supremacy, and I think we need to talk about that for a little bit. But we are a little biased, bro. We all hip hop artists, man, in this room right now. So
I saw it also when you told me about it earlier. I saw it a little bit different in the sense that I'm in I'm from Detroit, and now I'm about a year ago. I moved down. What up though? Always what up though? But I moved down to rural Arkansas. It's about as far away culturally as you could get from Detroit. Whereas I'm used to being in a predominantly black city. Now I'm down here in the town is about 4,000 people, and it really is about half and half, right? But it's traditionally, you could tell that this is the kind of town that is not used to the sort of, I'll just say, the activism that I'm used to culturally. So we're in a space where as I start moving into town, because I live here now. So since I live here, that means I got to organize here. That means I got to find out where my people are in this community, and if the circles I want don't exist, I got to create them. So instantly in 2023, you can see some resistance to black people organizing, right? There used to be laws against this. There used to be laws of black people getting together and exchanging ideas. So now that I'm in a space where I can see the remnants of that. I can see if a group of black people gather over here, they want to know what's going on. What are they doing over there? And I see hip hop that same way. In other words, this was a space for us to express whatever if the ideas was about revolution, if the ideas was about fucking, if the ideas was about drug dealing, murder, eating right, relationships, every subject you can think of, I've heard a hip hop song about it, because it originally was a space for us to exchange these ideas in their purest forms. Now, we have to acknowledge it's grown into a business, it's grown into an industry, it's grown into a space where there are all types of people in it who ain't from where some of us might be from. But I say that to say, again, to me, that's just a signal of its impact and its power. And I just think that if nothing else, we have to honor the spaces where we organically created to share information. Have we lost some control in some spaces? Absolutely. Have we lost control of what gets played on the radio? Absolutely. You know what I mean? Is there a lot of unhealthiness in that? Absolutely. However, it's at the end of the day, I think that's what he was attempting to speak to. But I think that at the same time, you don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. You don't
Yeah.
say that this whole thing that we created is because you could say everything he said about hip hop. You can say about the black church. You can say about hell. You can say
Thank
that
you.
about organization, about nonprofits, nonprofit agencies are sometimes an agent of white supremacy. There's not an entity or not a social group or that you can't say it sometimes is not a tool of white supremacy. The job becomes to us to do our due diligence to not be a victim of that. Be aware that it's there, that it's floating through hip hop, but at the same time, we're not gonna surrender it or give up our culture because our enemy wants to use it against us. We're just aware of it.
Mm. Do you think it's do you think it's good enough that rappers are just opening up grocery stores and schools in all seriousness, or just opening up a like a juice stand, or got food trucks? You think that's good enough?
I don't put that on no rapper just because I don't know that rapper. If a person sets out to be a rapper, I expect them to put out good raps. You know what I mean? I think if we as a community expect our rappers to be our bankers and be our doctors and be our, I think that we have enough power and development and as a community that we don't need our rappers. The rappers that evolve into that, great. You know what I'm saying? Like, great for them individually, but I know what draws a lot of young people into rapping is a lack of something sometimes. So now I'm gonna turn to say almost vulnerable. Yeah, also you need to open a hospital. No, let's get our kids who are in that industry in positions of authority and rank, which they are.
Mhm.
Thanks in a lot of cases to hip hop, right? Like that's
Yes.
kind of my point. That's kind of my point is like hip hop. When we limit hip hop just to the hip hop artists, Tupac said, he said, I may not be the one that changed the world, but I'll damn sure inspire or spark the mind that's going to change the world. So in other words, it might not be me. I might, and we can look at things like what happened to Pac and be sad, but at the same time, we recognize that spirit continued on. That spirit and that energy continued on for a lot of us. So to me, it's the same as honoring the ancestors. Did the ancestors get us there? Absolutely. Absolutely not. Did they do their job? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I want to say this though. I want to tackle this. And I want us to hit this head on for about 10 to 15 minutes and then wrap up. Do y'all think that NWA was COINTELRAP? Because I do want to listen to the other side of the argument though, because hip hop, in cases of NWA, I'm gonna go ahead and say it, man. NWA was COINTELRAP, bro. That was some nasty, disgusting, gross, good music. They're the greatest hip hop group ever to me. And when I go back and I listen to it at 48 years old, I cringe. They were promoting drug use. They were promoting self-destruction, pedophilia, rape, murder, all that. And it was really, really good hip hop. And I think that they were plants. I think their music got co-opted to the point where it was COINTELPRO rap. It really was. It to the point there was like F those African medallions in one of those skits that Dr. Dre, and you hear him doing in the background, man, forget those black medallions. We ain't rocking none of
No
that
more
stuff.
black medallions, dreadlocks, or black fish. It's just that gangster glare. Yeah.
See, they were totally anti, you know what I'm saying, revolution and anti-black consciousness. So I would definitely say groups like that exist today are, you know what I'm saying, COINTELPRO rap. But they're also speaking on the trauma that goes on in our community.
Okay, because
I think if you take away you take away your diagnostic stick. You really don't know what's going. You really don't know what's going on in the hood if hip hop ain't saying that.
COINTELPRO rap, ain't no way Chuck D would have sided with them dudes, bro. Like one thing I remember is the visualizations, right? What really shaped the way I looked at NWA, they came out with this video, this song called Express Yourself, right? And I ain't even gonna lie, bro, it threw me for a twist because even though I knew certain things about slavery and whatnot, where they really showed this image and they letting you know, express yourself no matter what. Like songs like Fuck the Police, things like when Easy showed up at the White House and then explained it, right? Well, we got to remember, we ain't in the age of information no more. Everything was controlled back then. Bro, there was a bunch of stuff that they did to help the community. No one just ever talked about it because all they wanted us to think was they were some niggas with attitudes, right? But in all actuality, it's like you guys said with the Pac situation. They sparked a whole lot of understanding and perspective that we have today. As far as the music goes, man, I'm 49 years old, bro. Right? There's a whole bunch of stuff about me. I look at it and be like, what the hell was you thinking? Well, you were 17. You didn't know shit. You thought you did. Man, bro, I don't even really know nothing now. I keep it real with cats. Most of what I know, somehow I got it from somewhere. Even if I feel I pulled it out of thin air, if we track the footprints and the steps of how I got to where I got to, this is learning. This is the way it go. And one thing I know, when we show our worst, there's a module to keep you there because they don't want to see the growth. A dangerous thing.
That is a great. I was about to say the same thing.
Go ahead.
NWA didn't even know how to articulate their pain and their trauma. That was the best way they knew how to do it. And if you let them grow, they would eventually all turn into Ice Cube. I'm confident of that. No, I'm serious.
I
would argue that's the reason why I would argue that's the reason why Eazy-E was neutralized. I think that was a hit.
Got his ass up out of here.
I think that was a hit. He
started talking like you two dudes, and they got his ass up out of here.
He didn't even have to talk like that. He did it the other way. He was like, I might not be as articulate as Ice Cube, but I know one thing: I'm gonna make this money, and I'm gonna control my stuff. Because Ice Cube was really exposing some stuff. Actually, Ice Cube made it harder for Eazy-E because he was saying stuff in No Vaseline that was really exposing some stuff. He said, "You let that Jew take over our crew."
Yeah.
And then Eazy was like, "That is kind of right, but I'm working on my Exodus." Oh, are you? Oh, trying to put the hit out on him.
Hey, that last album Eazy-E made, listen to the intro. When you listen to it, I said, "Oh, this is a dead man talking."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, bro, you know.
But let me tell you something real quick. Let me tell you something else real quick. When you talk about stop them before they grow, let me tell you something real quick. Have you really sit back and looked at Eazy-E? Is he not the most influential, most powerful hip hop icon in hip hop history?
Absolutely.
Have you ever looked at how many people came out of the seed of Eazy-E? Now be careful, anyone out there, before you say, Logic, you trip. Nah, bro, I'm not tripping. There is no Dr. Dre. There is no Ice Cube. There is no Death Row Records.
No Snoop, no Suge.
None of that. None of that. None of that. What's the old boy? There is no Will.i.am.
Oh.
Are you forgetting about Will.i.am?
Yeah.
You forget he was a backup dancer?
Yeah. Sure did forget.
Are you forgetting about that?
Wasn't even thinking about it. Sure
There's
did.
no little Bow Wow. None. Let me tell you something. You ready for this? You ready for this? There's no Eminem. There's no 50 Cent.
There's no 50.
Y'all better put some respect.
There's
on
no
that
power.
Name. That was
none of that. There's no
none
power
of that.
book.
Bro, that was a hit. I'm
Yeah.
confident that was a hit. Now, what I'm trying to say is bring it all the way back. You can say they was doing COINTELPRO rap, but they was kind of like what's old boy that they had the Harlem movie where they would do with
Bubby Johnson.
he was the Bumpy Johnson of
Yeah,
hip-hop.
that's
He
what I've
was
always
selling
felt.
heroin. He was selling
Was
heroin.
the Chalky White of
but he
the
was still friends with Malcolm
hip-hop.
X because they was going to get right eventually.
Yeah, you hope.
But let me tell you something else, man. I'm gonna push back a little bit. You said, well, if NWA was really COINTEL, then Chuck D wouldn't you know what I'm
Here
saying,
we
supported
go.
him.
Okay, let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's-
Okay, let's go.
Have you heard this man Chuck D lately?
You know what, bro?
He's sounding like Dr. Umar. He said the word nigga is an STD.
Yeah, man. You know what? Well, I remember we had buried the word nigga, the NAACP, right? I remember they had an official funeral for the word. And that's cool.
hey, man, how you make all this money, Chuck D, saying the word nigga? Now you saying it's a STD.
Trouble for nigga. No nigga. Yep. Man, you know what? What I'm gonna just say is that I don't know if it's more an age thing, or if it's a maturity thing, or if it is some industry shit. Like, one thing I'm gonna say is that as much as I love you, Chuck, because I tell the truth about my family and friends, I love them far more. Hey, Chuck, bro, I done seen you do some shit that I would consider sucker shit, right? Like, example, definitely you, Logic. If you said certain shit, I would just have to be like, I don't really like what Logic said, but that's my man, though. Oh, well, you can't be cool with him, or you don't get to do the fundraiser. Man, you know what? I need the fundraiser. But if you want me to separate myself from him, the man, you know what? I'm going to have to eat this one. Fuck it. Now, y'all a whole group done traveled the world together. Nigga, me and you just went to school together. That's where, but you know, them, they got a whole different history. That disappointed me. With the Griff shit.
Oh yeah.
Because the thing is this.
What
was you guys doing
when they fired Professor Griff?
Man, look, bro,
out of the secret relationship between Jews and black.
My thing is this. You mean to tell me you wasn't sitting around with this dude agreeing with this information? Bro, you wasn't. Come on, man.
Yeah, Chuck is wild for that, man. Let's go ahead and close out, man. What y'all think, man, is the plan of action, man, when we talking about, you know, hip hop is an agent of white supremacy? If you don't think that hip hop is an agent of white supremacy, then what do we do with this art form so it won't even be perceived that way? What you think, Prostel? What do we do, man?
I think recognizing the value in it, and I don't just mean I mean that in every way that you can recognize the value of a thing. I mean culturally, I mean in terms of artistically, I also mean in terms of the business of it, right? Like we have, you know, we got Ice Cube, where the group we were just talking about is in competition with the NBA. Like the brother's so big, he went from entertainment to starting an actual basketball league because he recognizes the power, and that doesn't happen. He doesn't have the connections to go all across the world with this basketball league and create a platform for these, you know, these athletes to come and perform. So I think when we recognize the value in what it is that we produce before somebody outside of us recognizes it, then that puts us at an advantage. So just
that's a good point, because it seems like Dr. Umar is saying that he has lost respect for hip hop and it has no value. That he's that is worthy for him to respect. If you calling something an agent of white supremacy, you've devalued it for us as a revolutionary. You're like, oh man, come on, that's some white stuff. He basically called hip hop a white boy. That's crazy. He called hip hop a racist white boy, man. He called hip hop a Confederate flag, bro.
One of them.
That's crazy. He called hip hop a hood, a Klansman. That's crazy. That is crazy. See,
You fussy.
he said hip hop is a Ku Klux Klan adjacent, bro.
Yeah.
That is crazy. What you think the plan of action, man, so we can help hip hop not be perceived that way? What do we need to do, especially as artists, man?
You talking to me? I
No,
mean,
I'm talking to Maine. I'm talking to Dabster over there, man.
Oh,
okay.
no, look, I'm gonna keep it real. At this point, I'm gonna let him speak for me. Everything he's saying is what I'm thinking in a much more eloquent, direct, and understandable way. Bro, you know I'm big on that. Where it's just like, if you're saying it better than me, I want to hear you say it, because we act like we don't understand nothing. I don't understand why people are this way, but it's already been said. Everything he's been saying is what I think. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
You feel what you say? You feel the same way about hip hop that Dr. Umar feels the same way?
No, man.
Oh, okay.
Don't do this today.
You was talking about me? Okay. All right.
Yeah, y'all two.
Yeah.
I just feel I'm just here to just like, I'm like ad libs. Yeah. That's right. Like I'm that dude.
Yeah, Chuck.
Nah,
right. Yeah, boy.
I'm just here.
Yeah,
I'm just here to hype up
nah. You definitely had.
Now you said some real stuff though, because you're the one who sparked the whole conversation of, reminded us that there are some hip hoppers. You know what I'm saying? When you said not one,
Yeah, that's
bro.
wild.
Because the thing is, if we let him get away with that, right? I've heard you say a lie unchecked becomes what?
The truth, man.
So if I'm just here for hip hop. And you know what? Who started hip hop? Black men. Yeah, I'm defensive. I got a dog in the fight. You're not gonna sit here and okay, you saying this with a straight face? Cool. I like being serious. Right?
Hey man, he was so serious. Bro.
Yeah. Oh, we being serious? Okay, I'm gonna analyze everything you say. You the one with the 7 degrees, bro.
Exactly, man.
Okay? You're that guy. Man. Me, I'm just a critical thinker.
That's why
I'm a community guy. But what you're not gonna do, because one thing about a black man, and we've talked about this before, you gonna get told every day what you not. I be feeling sorry for the black man, not necessarily me, because see, I exist in a different type of space and reality per se. I'm in Seattle, but I've somehow managed to curate a life where all the institutions I work with damn near is black. Anybody who I would consider like a superior or a boss is black. And then I get corporate jobs. And these motherfuckers know me. I don't delete shit off social media. I don't say nothing on my page that say something different. So I understand my reality ain't the reality of my brothers, because that's the reality I was living before. Always got a code switch. Always got to bite your tongue. Always got to be the bigger person. You never understand the context of nothing. Ain't that amazing how the black man never understands the context of anything? Because that's what's going to be said now. You took what Umar Johnson was saying and you made it something completely different. This dude just got done saying hip hop pretty much has no redeemable qualities. Hip hop was founded by black men. It's something that we express worldwide. No, at this point, I at least got to take a bullet. I might not be able to defend us, but I'll get in the fight, because I know that's not the case. See, you ain't saying that shit for education, because hip hop made you a teacher or a principal or a psychologist, whatever you are. The person who put this panel together is an educator. But We don't feed the community. All we do is give out turkeys and we get shoes.
I know Prostel wanted to say something and I wanted to sum it up because I got to jump off. But I know you had something you wanted to say real quick.
No, just what the brother shared. It just sparked a thought too. Because when you think about it, so I don't know where I had to look it up because I wasn't aware that Dr. Umar had 7 degrees, but I went and looked it up, and I'm like, okay, so I was like, well, where he get his degrees from? Because in other words, these are the things that you utilize to certify yourself. You say these people over here educated me, and because I have this education, I am an authority to be able to speak on a vast and great many subjects. It always stands out to me when we minimize the sort of our own cultural education, the education of and within our own culture, as though because it came from us is illegitimate. So you know what I mean? Like you'll stand on the platform of
yeah, I see what you're saying.
You got from the school over here. This is legit.
Yeah,
because
you saying he got
it
probably exactly probably got his degrees from PWIs from predominantly white institutions.
Well, there's some schools I never heard of. There's some
Wait,
schools I never heard out of. They didn't come from Uganda. They didn't come from Uganda.
He lets it be known he went to an HBCU.
He did.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know.
See, here's the thing.
I don't think he got all his degrees from there. I'm pretty sure there's an online degree that he got that's owned by a white person, and HBCUs are owned by white folks too.
Yes, sir.
I don't necessarily.
Those are state institutions.
Like a black test. I don't want to turn it into a black test like that. I'm just more saying
exactly.
And what do our institutions have to do to be legitimized?
Yes,
and on the same level as those institutions, because the only thing that makes those institutions legit is the fact that they say they're legit. They say they're legit, so they're legit. Yeah. Whereas we say, well, like you pointed out, the brother who had 2 museums. I got a brother. It's a brother Clee in Detroit. Ironically, he has a mobile museum that's that's widely recognized across the world.
Yeah, we got one of those brothers here too.
All types of curators, but it's like, what is the criteria through which we are certifying this as a legitimate institution, as opposed to where you get your certification from? Not just I don't want to take apart the brother himself personally, because I don't know him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And we all might wilt under that light. But what I'm saying is that statement, outside of the brother's personal thing, that statement is incredibly illegitimate.
Yeah,
incredibly. So
I would say what the plan of action, because we got to. I'm gonna sum it up real quick. My plan of action is, man, us as hip hop artists is to be in complete competition with that statement that hip hop is an agent of white supremacy, and the way we're in complete competition with it is we keep reminding people. We dig in the crates and we find these artists. We find these people who are doing things that are beneficial to our community and creating some kind of balance. You know what I'm saying? If I'm listening to the Little Dirt and he's got that drill music, I'm gonna say, hey man, but y'all need to listen to that Cyrock. Cyrock got it going on. Or listen to this Immortal Technique. I've been saying for a long time, for months, and I'm probably gonna do it on Monday. I'm gonna say, I'm tired of people saying there ain't no conscious hip hop out there in the mainstream. I'm gonna give you 10 great conscious, pro-life, pro-black, you know what I'm saying, pro-community, pro-healing albums that have come out in the last 10 years. I can just start off with Killer Mike's new album. You know what I'm saying? Go listen to Nas's last 3 albums. You know what I'm saying? I can give you Cyrock. You see what I'm saying? There's so many artists out there doing. I can give you what's my sister's name? Rhapsody. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's my plan of action. When people say that
D1,
yep. When Vitamin D, Stay High Brothers. When people say hip hop, Logic I'm in. When people say hip hop as an age, Prostel. So when people say there's this hip hop is an agent of white supremacy, I'm gonna start just naming off a whole bunch of artists that are completely contrary to that.
That's wild.
And please share this. Please comment in the YouTube universe. Please subscribe to this. We need C-Talk to make it big, like all your other shows that be doing, like the internet gossip that y'all like so much. Get a little bit of this in your diet. Go ahead and donate. Like I said, there it is. We C-Talk, Jermaine. Oh, sorry. Dapster, Def Chef, Maniac B, Prostel. We out.